He has paid my dowry. He has done everything. He knows there's no going back.
No way.
That he was waiting for the perfect time. If he's done with my star, like to complete the process, he'll have to kill a cow. And this is the time. That was why he was insisting after the 6th bath, I'll have to do the 7th one.
This is still Unspoken. My name is Chichi Umesaka. Thank you for sticking around. I bet you if you didn't join from the beginning, you need to rewind and start the conversation from the beginning. You know, coming in between, you may not understand the depth of this story. You know, there's so much more you've not said, you know, but the little you have already said shows me that there is a lot of things going on in our world that sometimes, you know, if you don't hear stories like this, you just think that everybody's like you, you know. But I want to believe that maybe there are people out there who are at the verge of falling victim to individuals like this guy, and they will be liberated by listening to your story, you know. So please don't just listen alone or watch this alone. Just feel free to share as you're watching. Share, get your friends, get people to come and watch and learn. Take it up.
So my colleague told me that the little he knows about this guy is he can do anything for money. Then my mind went back to the wardrobe in the house where he said, even if you're dying, don't. I was like, I know, but I can't just place it. I said, at this point, I cannot leave. I really want to leave, but something is just keeping me.
And it's not that you love him so much that you want to stay.
Yeah.
It's not how you
Not
feel.
I love him. I don't. I was not even in love.
Wow.
I was not. I wanted us to start as friends to see if I'll like him. From the initial I don't even like him because we started on a bad note. Quarreling the first day, he picked me up. So we just continued with that. And most of our quarrel is he doesn't have friends. He doesn't have friends. I can't ask his friends, who is this person? Where is he from?
So you don't even know where to go
I don't
and
know
ask questions.
The only person I can ask is his elder brother.
I was going to ask that, yeah.
But now, I only met the elder brother once. I don't know where the brother lives. The brother doesn't come to the house.
You didn't get his contact?
I didn't get it. The only time I got his contact was when he brought his daughter then, where I was working to do her IT. So I used the opportunity to get his number. I had to call him when I didn't see him at our introduction. I was like, sir, we did our introduction and then I didn't see you. He said, you guys even went for introduction? I said, yes, we did. He said, nobody told him. I said, but I asked your brother, he said you were not feeling so fine and you can't travel the long distance. He said, but do you really know my brother very well?
That's what he asked.
That's what he asked. I said, I think I do. He said, he has a story to tell me. I said, okay, no problem. So when we go back from the introduction, on our way back, I was still insisting, how did you meet this girl and all? He said, okay, what do I want? I said, look, if you want her to have the baby, fine, but I'm not going to take care of. In fact, this is a red flag for me. I said, if she's going to have that child, then let's cancel this introduction. Already, we started buying things because he said I should give him hints. Our people, how do we do our marriage and all that? I said, okay, there's a list. I have an idea.
He's from another state.
He's from another state. I'm from another state. I called my mom. I said, if we're coming, if you're giving the list, what and what. So she gave me hints. We used that hint to start buying some things. Bought the set of box and everything. So we had that in place. He started buying souvenirs for the wedding. I'd created my Ashebi group. The girls have started paying for their laces and all that. So we had started the preparation even before we went for, and I was the one rushing it just because he told me, when are we going for the introduction? I just felt no need to waste time. Let's just do this thing. So on our way, I said, you have to tell me about, I said, one, None of the family members came for the introduction. I just saw church members. He gave me one excuse. He said his mom is old. She's in the village. His elder brother, the one I know, is not too strong to come for the introduction. His uncle, whom he took me to, is not his uncle. That's the shepherd doing his work for him. It was when we're coming back, he told me, he said, do you know the kind of work this man did for you to accept this introduction? I said, oh, so it's not even ordinary. So as he was telling me these things, my head was now booting, and it's like I was coming back to my normal self, but not in full. I said, okay, God, tell me more. He said that again, that please, I shouldn't use this against him. That anytime he has this contract for them to sign, if he doesn't sleep with me, if he doesn't have sex with me, they won't sign it. And that's why he kept on insisting I come over the weekend.
Wow.
Yes. And then have I wondered why he gives me such amounts of money on Mondays when I'm leaving?
Can you give us an average of how much he gives you?
100K.
Every Monday?
Every Monday. Asides that, I also have my monthly allowance that he gives me. And before the week runs out, he gives me some cash. At times he gives me 30K, he gives me 50K.
And it has to be cash or transfer?
It has to be cash. He doesn't transfer into, it has to be cash. And the cash is mint. And me, I love mint. So once I see mint, my body will be shaking like this. So he gives me the mint. He said each time he sleeps with me, that's every closed doors will just open.
Wow.
And that's why he's still sticking around. When we quarrel, he calls me all sorts of names. I'll be like, okay, you call me all sorts of names, but you're still sticking around. Why are you sticking around? He said it's because of what he's benefiting. So we got back on Monday.
That's your star.
Yes, we got back on Monday. He said I need to go and see a prophet. I still followed him. We went there. The prophet said he should excuse us. And then the prophet was like, you have a basket in your hands, painted in gold. You think it's gold, but when you scrape it, it's not gold. That's because it's painted in gold. I was trying to understand what he was saying. And I said, can you explain? He said, no, it's a Yoruba proverb that I should just go and think about it. And me, because I'm too hyper, when we entered the car, I said, this is what the man said. And I know he's talking about you. There's just one thing. You're pretending not to be who you're not. He said, why will I say that? I'm cheating on him. He's referring to I said, there's nobody. You are the person he referred to. And he said, the earlier the better. He said I should just discard this person. If not, the end will not be good for me. He said, no, let's go back. He needs to talk to the prophet. I said, you know him. It's not that I said, let's go and meet this prophet. You were the one that told me, let's go and meet this man. So definitely he's your prophet. When you get home, you call him. There's no point going back. You know, that was on a Tuesday. On Wednesday, I got a call. A woman called me. In the evening, I was at home. As soon as I picked the call, God will punish my generation. God will punish my unborn children. I said,
the person that called you?
Yes, I said, who is this? She said, and since I want to come and scatter our home, that God will scatter my home first. There was one time, sorry, I have to be taking us back. Yeah. So he invited me to his church for their Thanksgiving, and I noticed some children around him. In his office, there's this letterheaded that has a boy and a girl's name. I don't want to mention it. And I asked him, he said, no, they are his brother's kids. The brother died and left the children with him to take care of. And just waved it. Same Thanksgiving, I saw him with 2 children. And I was like, who are these? He said, those are his brother's kids. I said, okay, no problem. The man sat there and saying, God will punish you. Since you want to scatter my home, God will scatter you. The woman, English no do her. She can't enter Yoruba. Begin the scatter. I said, madam, calm down. I really don't know what you're talking about. She said, no, she will not calm down. She now started crying. Me too, I started crying because I was wondering.
Yeah.
She now said that the man I want to marry is her husband.
Oh my God. And he never mentioned that he was ever married.
The place he was living is the place I know. And I have keys to. So at any time I can drive there. At any time I can go to the house. Wow. We've never been together that he'll pick any strange calls or say, excuse me, I want to take this call. How he played that game, I don't know.
But 3
he
years.
was smart about it.
For 3 years.
He never traveled to say,
And the other family lives?
They're in Abuja here.
No way. Oh my God.
He rented another apartment for them. I don't know when he sees them, but he's always around. He's always available for me over the weekend. I don't see him weekdays. The only time I saw him weekdays was when I spent 1 month with him during the COVID-19, whatever. So I was with him for a month. And even that time, he didn't leave the house. We're always together. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know her husband is married. I wouldn't have gone this far because I don't do married men. She said, no, I know, these are Abuja girls behave. She insulted me. Insulted my innocent parents, insulted my unborn children. I ended the call. She was trying to call back. I didn't pick. So immediately I called him. I was angry. I was shattered. I didn't know what I was doing. Butterflies in my tummy. I didn't know if the ground should just open and then let me just enter. I just felt God should just take my life. 3 years.
Okay.
And I called him. I said, please, I want to speak with him about something. He said, can't I talk about? I said, no, I want us to see you one-on-one. I think I would have spoken to him on phone. So he came to the house. And he was like, what is it? I asked him, I said, are you married? He said, yes, he's married.
Just like that?
Yeah.
He didn't deny?
He didn't deny. I said, you're married? He said, yes. That he was waiting for the perfect time to tell me. And this is the time because he has gone for my introduction. He has paid my dowry. He has done everything. He knows there's no going back.
No way.
For me. I said, okay. So what if I say I'm not marrying again? He said, I can't. Then he told me why they caught that cow. It wasn't spiritual husband. It was a process, according to him. That's if he really wants me, like if he's done with my star, like to complete the process, he'll have to kill a cow. So that's the process. Following him to different rivers was not spiritual husband. He was tapping the stars one after the other. He said, do I read the Bible? I said, yes. He said, do I know what 7 means in the Bible? It's a perfect number. And that was why he was insisting after the 6th bat, I have to do the 7th one, which is like the final ceremony. That the reason why I was the only person that ate out of that food first, if another person had done it, it would have spoiled everything.
Oh my God.
And that even if I leave, I don't have any useful stuff again.
That's what he said to you?
I'll just be like an empty carton walking on the streets without...
I have ghost pimples. I mean, I've heard this story. Not fully before, but, you just even saying it, I have just the guts for me.
Yeah. Now he was opening up to tell me everything and said there's no going back. I said, you're not God. At this point, I'm calling it off. He said, I cannot. I said, I am. For the first time in 3 years, he used his hands to hit me. I knew it was going to get to that point. And so I had to keep my phone somewhere to record it because he would deny it. He said that I don't have the right to confront him in the first place because now he's my husband and I'm his wife. So whatever he tells me is what I will do. I said, no. I said, go and tell your uncle, go and tell your church members, I'm not marrying again. In fact, for you to even come with fake people to my introduction, then that dowry is fake. Then I called the brother. After he beats me, he was about leaving. I said, you are not going anywhere. I had to lock the door. I called the police. I said, armed robbers came to my house. I need them to come around. They came, they picked him up that night.
He was actually even there.
He could, because I locked the door and I threw the key through so the key was outside. When they came, my landlord's son was in there because he heard the shouts and all that. Opened the door, they came in and then they picked him. His prophets in church, shepherd in church, called me that he's one of their... He holds a very high rank in church. They don't sleep in cell. Nobody arrests them. That if I do that, it's a taboo. They're just saying so many things. I said, I don't care. That I should know what to tell the police so he doesn't sleep. I said he will sleep there. For laying his hands on me alone, he'll sleep there. The next day, I don't know what happened. I went there and then they've released him. He now came the next day to the house and said, I have the rights, to lock him up. He came, I was not around, picked my 2 brothers to the station.
He picked your 2 brothers?
Yes, he came with SARS. They beat them like criminals. Beat them like criminals before they took them to the station. Someone called me, neighbor called me that this is what is happening. I said, what? That man that comes to your house, he came, picked your brothers with SARS, had to go to the station. Spoke to the DPO. I said, these guys did not do anything to him. It's just that we had a quarrel in the relationship and he's taking it out on my brothers. He said that he has nothing to say until the guy comes. So he came, he said, I'll have to apologize to him first. I said, for what? I said, you and I have the issues. Let's deal with ourselves and leave these boys alone. They didn't fight you. You came to the house. What if they fought you? Do you understand? And, he said he's doing it because of my mom. At that point, I called my mom. I said, this is what is going on and I'm not doing. My mom said, no, you must marry.
Your mom was still saying...
She said, you must marry. You cannot bring somebody. You want to lose my rapper in the public, in the marketplace.
Did you tell her half of what he told you?
She said, why didn't I tell her all as well? Why am I mentioning it now? She blamed me for everything. She said, if I bring another person, that in fact she ceased to become my mother.
No way.
At that point, I couldn't talk to my mom. If I call her, she'll not pick my call. I was only talking to my dad.
It's okay.
It was only my dad that understands.
It's okay.
My mom disowned me. She said I'm not a daughter. I should go and look for another mother. If I'm not marrying him, she's not choosing another person.
She wasn't concerned about your safety. Did you tell her about the star part?
I told her.
The going to beds, all those stories?
She felt I was lying. She felt I was cooking the stories because
it sounds like,
She said if it was serious, I would have told her from the initial stage that I'm just cooking it now because we have issues. Then I went to his house because my things were still in the house. I told my dad I was going to the house. He said I should be very careful. I said I will. I called him. I told him I was coming I didn't call him. Because I have the keys, I just went straight to the house. Will I say fortunately or not unfortunately? That same wardrobe that is normally locked was now opened. He wasn't at home. I started picking some of my things. Till tomorrow, my things are still in the house. I didn't go back there to pick it. And when I opened the wardrobe, the things I saw in there, goose pimples. My mind just went to a bottle with a picture. And I said, this could be me. Then I picked it up. I saw my picture. I saw dollars in it with grains, wheat, kidney corn,
Inside the
and
bottle?
inside the bottle, and beans. I can remember.
Beans.
Then there's a cross in it, a wooden cross. How that cross got into that bottle?
How big is the bottle?
Is this big, normal bottle like this? How that thing got inside the bottle, I don't know. When I saw the bottle and I picked it up, I called my dad. I said, this is what I've seen. He said, whatever he has done, so long as you've seen this bottle, everything is broken. He said, can you pay? I said, I have it already. He said, then leave the house immediately. I said, but I'm still packing. He said, leave before he comes back to see you in the house. I went back home and I told him I was home. He said I should break the bottle and pray. When I broke that bottle, it was like I came back to my senses. And I was like, what was I doing with this person? I started thinking about everything. I said, so I even went for introduction. I even had my Ashebi group. That was when I picked up my phone and I asked to those that I've paid. I said I was going to refund their money to them. And I removed everybody from, I didn't tell them anything. I just removed everybody from the group. Nobody asked me anything.
Wow.
Then I traveled for the workshop training and my younger brother was at home. He came to the house very early in the morning with a clay pot and broke it in the compound. So my younger brother saw him. And he didn't know my brother saw him. My brother now sent me a message and said, look, bros came to the house and broke this pot.
In front of your house?
In front of my house, like in the compound. The gate was locked, but he threw the gate. He threw it. I said, okay, can you do a video? He said, yes. Then he did a video and sent to me. When I saw it, I was wondering, clay pots with some things, intestine and all that. So I sent it to that prophet in Kano because I had a good relationship with him. I said, someone came to my compound and broke this and he said, this is death. That person wished me death. I said, okay, what should I do? He said, I shouldn't go to my house if I'm not in the house. I should stay off my house for 5 days. I said, okay, no problem. He said, and I'm going to read some books in the Bible and pray back to sender. Whoever, I didn't tell him is my ex-fan because if I had done that, probably he won't give me solution. He said, okay, pray for 5 days. The 3rd day, whoever did that, the same thing that person wished you will get to the person. I said, okay. He said, either the person or someone close to the person, someone the person loves with his whole heart and cherishes. I said, okay, no problem. I was praying. The 3rd day, the mother died. And the prophet told me, said, if anything happens to that person or someone close, don't call to greet. Don't even send a message. Just act like you don't know what's going on. So when it happened, I didn't call him. He started reporting me around that even if we have issues, it doesn't mean that I won't call him. Not even a message from him. And I know how much he loves the mother and all that. So the prophet called me and said, your husband reported you to me. I said, he was the one that broke the pot. He said, why didn't I tell him? The way he screamed, you know, he didn't want to do it if he knew he was the one. He said, you'd have told me. I hope you didn't tell him. I said, no, he's not aware. That's what I'm telling you. And that's why I will not call him to greet him. He now said, if I don't call him to greet him, that he will never forgive me for the rest of his life. In fact, aside that, he's going to fight me with his last blood.
That's what the prophet said?
No, my ex. He's going to fight me with his last blood. He'll make sure my life is miserable. Already my life is miserable because he has collected what he wants from me. I said, okay, no problem. Then, we're still going back and forth. So I had to call the brother. I said, this is what is going on. He asked for us to meet somewhere. And he told me, you'd have told me you were going for introduction with my brother. My brother has a wife and 2 children. They are still together. Not that they are quarreling or anything. He's just looking for young girls he can get their star. And unfortunately, you're one of them. He said you're not the only person, that he was dealing with 2 other girls. The same thing he was doing to me was the same thing he was doing to the other girl. It's just that I don't know about her. I asked him for the name. He called a different name for me.
It's not even the one you
saw
the picture.
Not the one that's
pregnant.
No, that one is different. This one was in the picture before I came into the picture.
Oh my God.
So I'm like the newest. He said my brother can do anything for money. The same thing my colleague told me. He said we know him. He said, have you ever seen me in his house? I said no. Do you see me around him looking for money? No. That's because his money is blood money. We don't want his money in the family. His money is not clean and he knows it. That's why he's the richest in the family. It's like he has used everybody to make money.
Oh my God.
So our fight started. He said, since I'm not marrying, I'll have to return everything. The money he has spent, the 100K he gives me every month.
You will return everything?
I'll return everything. If I don't, then I must marry him. I'll return everything.
So did you ask for the star he took from you?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. So when he said that, I said, has it gotten to this point? He said, yes, I'll have to return everything. Now, in fact, let's start with the bridal things he bought. I said, I'll rather die than give you these things. I'll take you to the orphanage, kneel down, let the children pray for me so that I'll get my star back. Because now all I'm after is my star. I'm not after any material thing. He said, he's going to deal with me. He sent DSS to me, sent the police, sent the military. I think he has connections or so. But I didn't care. At that point, what I wanted is, because if I see him, this hatred.
Yeah.
I was so bitter. I was like, what was I doing with this person for 3 good years? 3 good years. I said, nobody saw it. Nobody could tell me. You're in the wrong relationship. If he calls me twice, I don't pick. The distance from my house to his house is about 50 minutes, an hour. If he calls me twice, I don't pick. He'll drive to my house. He will drive to my house. He feels I was not faithful in the relationship. I said, is that why you refuse? He said he doesn't keep friends. Because friends will pull you back. Friends will introduce you into things that will make you, this person is so spiritual. If he stands and start preaching for you and quoting them, that's when I know that the devil goes to church too.
Obviously.
The devil goes to church and sits in front. The devil doesn't sit behind, in front.
Wow. Oh my God. I mean, our time is fast spent, but my head is like everywhere. But I want you to narrow it down now.
Okay.
Did you ever ask, okay, I need my star back? And did you pay back all the things he said you should pay
So he
back?
took me to court.
Okay, no, you are kidding.
Yeah, I'm not. He took me to court. He said, since he's been asking for everything politely, I don't want to give him. He'll have to take it by force. He got a lawyer. I had to get my own lawyer. And my lawyer asked me.
People everywhere.
Yeah, my lawyer asked me. I think his bill was about 6 million. He calculated if that period my dad was sick, he paid for the hospital bill. He asked for it.
Oh
my mom comes to see me in Abuja. The transport he gives her, he added everything.
No
in the list.
way.
Everything.
No way.
My younger brother in school had issues with his phone. He added everything. When I mean everything he spent on me from A to Z, he added everything. He said I'll have to pay him. If not, he will not make me rest. I'll not have peace in Abuja. Took me to court. I told my lawyer, I said, I will not have that time to go to court, but I'm going to pay you She said, no, that's not. So after she said, what do you want? I said, one, there are two things. You have to return my star. She said, do I have evidence and all that? I said, yes, I have evidence, because when he was telling me that, I was recording it. So I had a record. She said, I said, yes, I do. She said, secondly, what? I said, since he's saying I should return everything, that means we're never in a relationship. I was like a hookup girl that he picks on the street. So he will also pay for the sex.
Period.
She was like, really? I said, yes. She said, for her, I said, for the 3 years, and I charge ₦1 million every night. So do the calculation. Those are the two things I want.
Since he knows how to bill.
Yeah.
You bring your bill.
After the first sitting, he called me. He was like, he wants us to settle out of court. I said,
no, we are not.
I said, my parents begged you, friends begged you.
You are crazy. You are crazier.
I said, since you want to be mad, let's all be mad.
One hand is 1 million.
When he called, he said, he heard what I want my for damages and all that is something he can't. I said, don't worry. When you pay, I'll pay your 6 point something. Just remove your 6 point something million out of what I'm asking for and give me my balance. We're good to go. And then he pleaded. He said, I said, first off, the lawyer charged me 1.5 million. Just send me that money. Let me pay to the lawyer. Then I had called my dad. My dad said, I brought you up well. Just forgive him and let him go. Blah, blah, blah. As soon as he paid the money, that was how I deleted him.
Oh, he actually paid the lawyers.
He paid. He transferred the money like immediately. Then I blocked him.
I think I need to give you a high five. And decided to settle out of court. I said, the remaining things you don't want. He said, no, I should keep everything because what I'm asking for, it's taking me years to pay and all that I should just carry my wallet. My star. After that whole whatever, I had to go to church for deliverance. I had to pray. So he now said, okay, you should just go.
He said I should just, that's getting my star back depends on me. House spirit, that he can't give it back. That's so I'll have to fight for myself spiritually. So I had to go to church. I was prayed for. They said while we're in the relationship, there's this part of my hair that he cut and used, and the only way I can get is part of what he mixed with probably a soap to be having his bath with. So I have to cut the whole of my hair like bololo. Skin cut was what I cut.
I'm having like headache now.
Yeah, I had to cut like skin cut and allow the hair grow again. I did 21 days fasting and all that. And that period,
oh my God,
that period,
I hope our ladies are listening.
I was still working and collecting peanuts. After that deliverance and prayer was when I left that place and got like a better job. So one of the pastors told me that I'm getting it back. I should just continue praying, fasting and all that. I shouldn't relent because it's going to take time. I said, okay, no problem. But this is where I am. Still in the healing process. And I still tell women out there, it's not all that glitters that is good. You just see it shining. Don't rush into it. Don't. You don't know what's there. Don't. I didn't see it coming. I didn't know it was going to get to that point. If someone had told me I'll find myself in such situation, I'll just withdraw.
I'm trying to get my emotions in order because I'm a bit very emotional.
Yeah.
I know you're healing, and I don't want to trigger you. Believe me, this story is going to help a lot of girls out there, a lot of women. Because this is not just even young girls. There are a lot of even matured women who are vulnerable. You can imagine him giving you cars, sending you monies on Mondays. And, someone will feel like your friends were already envying you and saying, they wish they had this. But they didn't know you were.
They didn't know.
I'm not sure you even knew half of what you went through. Because it was at the last part that you even heard he cut your hair and all that. I mean, too many things. Thank you so much for telling your story. Do you have final thoughts?
Like I said, let's just be careful out there because it's not written on their faces. They come as saints. It's when you get into it, then you know what you're going into. let's also be prayerful. I think I was laid back in my spiritual life. If not, I wouldn't have gone that far. So don't joke with prayers. Prayers actually helped me. But I think my mom that disowned me and later came back.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Is she back?
Yeah, she's back. I think my dad was like, she's been a woman that she is. He's going to talk to her. She came back and we're fine. We're good now.
Fantastic.
Her prayers also helped me because I had to share the story with her, and she was like, she's so ashamed of herself as a mother. She wasn't there for me, and that I shouldn't worry. A better man will come, because he said, since I'm not marrying him and he's not marrying me, that no man will marry me except he's dead.
And his prayers will work.
He's not God.
No, his prayers, no, he's going to die. I mean,
yeah, he would die because I'll get married.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not praying for him, but if that's what he wants,
exactly.
It's back to sender. Thank you so much for being gracious. Like I said, being great. Not everybody will want to share this kind of, this story is crazy. If not that you told me directly, if I heard it from someone else, I say, no, this is home
Nollywood.
Video. This is literally Nollywood. But
yeah.
you're saying this to me the second time and nothing has changed. If not, I would have said, okay, it's Nollywood because, you've changed something.
There's season 1 and season 2.
Exactly. But it's the same. But I'm glad that you are here now, and the healing process is going to be completed by God's grace. And definitely you would get married. I'm going to be like your number one Ashebo girl. Is it Ashebi or
anyone?
We will do that. And I'm glad that you have not believed half of whatever he has said.
Yeah.
Your star is double what it is. You are a superstar. So there was no star that was taken from nowhere. You are a superstar. Thank you for being you. Thank you for, for you are going to do exploits. And believe me, next time we'll have this conversation, we're going to show your face and would apparently have a conversation so that a lot of young girls would reach out to you so that you'll be able to, because for me, that's the next, the next step. You being, when I tell you, when you are healed, help other people heal. So that girls that are wondering, how can I come out? Because at some point you were stuck, you didn't know how to pull out. So that's the next journey, helping people that are in the middle of something like this to know how to pull out. And that's why we are doing this show. It's called Unspoken. By the time you talk about it, you speak up, you start getting your redemption. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
I'm still, overwhelmed with this story. But I believe that, just like she said, all that glitters is not gold. Stay careful. Ask questions. And when you see red flag, flee. My name is Chichi Omesaka. Keep watching Unspoken. Feel free to reach out to us if you want to share your story on this platform. Until I come your way next time, bye for now.